Hope you can all hear me. I have a very short best practice about how to turn your employees into brand ambassadors. But before I continue, I have a question for those who live in Europe, not in Iceland, because I heard you had a bad summer. We had a very strange summer. So how was your summer in Scandinavia, in France, in the Netherlands? Well, I think it was very, very hot. In the Netherlands, it raised upon to 41 degrees. We had the hottest summer in 300 years. Let me show you some pictures on what that does to nature. This is my garden. I happened to be at home in the holiday, and I gave my beautiful rhododendron water every day. So hopefully next year it will blossom again. This is a picture of the rhododendron in the nearest forest that did not get any water, that will not blossom again next year. And that happened to most of the oaks, for example, the young oaks in the Netherlands. It will all be gone. Of course, I don't have to convince this audience about what's happening in the world. In my company, DNV GL, we made a forecast a few weeks ago called the Energy Transition Outlook upon 2050. And that shows some good news, is that by 2050, 70% of our electricity will come from wind and solar. And if you look at 80%, it also includes hydropower and other sustainable energy sources. So that is the good news. Then I swap back to the bad news, because what we also looked at with my more than 2,000 energy experts is that we will not meet the Paris climate targets as we defined a few years ago. It will be above the 2% centigrade, even with 80% renewable energy sources in 2050. So guys, we have to speed up, and as a joint industry, I think we have a task to go. We in DNV GL, we are very much focusing on the energy transition. We help most of the companies here in this room moving forward, but we have an issue. We had some mergers and some acquisitions, and we ended up with this name, which is not the easiest task for a brand manager to work on, I can tell you. So we have a brand awareness problem. I wanted to ask you, do you know our company? I didn't dare. I thought, well, if nobody raises finger, I will lose my job. So this is where we are right now. So we have just started a brand awareness campaign. We really need it. I'm going to show it to you, not because I want to explain our company, but it enters into the best practice I would like to share with you.
Got a minute? We would like to discuss one of the biggest changes our planet is facing today, the transition to a cleaner energy future. Take a seat. Humanity is up against a tremendous challenge. The world population is set to reach 9 billion people in the decades ahead. We're going to need more cleaner energy than ever before. In the future, we expect electricity to be the largest energy carrier by using the power of the sun, wind, and water. But we've still got a long way to go. Unfortunately, there are no simple solutions. The global energy system is complex and interconnected. And to be sure to make the right decisions for our future, we need to understand the impact of the energy transition. DNV GL provides independent insights based on facts and data. Our global team of experts across every energy discipline is helping our customers speed up the energy transition. We're active around the globe, and our advice, tests, inspections, and certificates give customers the confidence to take the right decisions. We are taking responsibility for the future by supporting the energy sector and other industries in the transition. The time for action is now. The end result will be a planet that is safer, smarter, and greener for us and future generations. A cleaner electric future is within our reach, but only if we make the right choices today. So take a seat, let's talk.
Thank you. And this is only the teaser. You might wonder, what is this chair about? Well, the chair stands for expertise and for a safe and sustainable future. That's the vision of our company. But to make this campaign, we needed our experts to sit in the chair because they had to tell their expert stories. So before we could start, I don't know how it is with you, but if I want my colleagues to work on content, on really good content, as we heard this morning, it's not that easy, because they have lots of other work to do and they have billable hours, etc. So we did a campaign on Yammer. For those of you who do not know what Yammer is, it's a kind of an internal Facebook. And we did a competition between the regions. So people had to take a picture of themselves in the green chair and then put that on Yammer and also tell the rest what kind of expert they were. This was to raise awareness for the campaign and get people involved. And this is what happened. This is Rich Barnes. Rich is our best leader in the company. He's not the number one, but he's the second one, as head of the North American organization. Very popular among peers and also among his employees. And he was one of the first to sit in the chair and put his picture on Yammer. Then, because he did that, everybody in his region sat in the chair. So they all copied him, and people went on it with 5, 6, 7 people in the chair from everywhere in the world, and this whole competition became a real success. Because Rich was sitting in the chair, his peer colleagues copied him, so the whole executive team sat in the chair. So this became crazy. I don't know who knows Yammer, but whole Yammer was green. People even started to complain, hey guys, take off that green chair of Yammer. So everybody was aware of this campaign to happen. And then, so this is leading by example, was really, really important here. And then it was not that difficult anymore to get our experts in the chair. This is Paul Gardner. Paul is our global energy storage expert. We have 13 videos ready now, and they want to be in the chair because it stands for what they are. They are the expert. They want to talk about their expertise, that's one, and they also want to explain how they contribute to a safe and sustainable future. And I have difficult discussions with our CEO, who's really angry that for his financial results quarterly webinars, nobody turns up. But in this chair, everybody wants to be in this chair. Everybody wants to be in the video. I got my colleagues going to the studio, put a lot of time in preparing the script, and finally we have this beautiful video. I'm not going to show the videos now because we don't have time. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you probably see them all in the months to come. So the results of this campaign so far, we started early September with the teaser video that you just saw, and we had 80,000 views of that teaser video. It went to all our key customers, and more than 1,600 people watched it to the end. It's quite a long video for LinkedIn. So it is so far very successful and will continue until the end of the year. So what is my findings from this first exercise in the past months is that you can really use your employees as brand ambassadors, but then you have to touch their hearts, ensure that they feel like the project, I think also with Angie, that they feel that this is worth something. And of course, your leaders need to go first, because they set the example. Then I have one, I think, extra message for this room, because we're all together. I think we as an industry, we have a responsibility to go further. If we manage to get all our employees involved, we are talking about millions of people who can then make the next step and help build awareness, not only for our own company, but also for the challenge that we have as the world, as the planet. So thank you very much.